Good morning. Today we're going to need just a pair of heavy dumbbells for our workout. We're going to get started with our warm-up. So open up the chest here, pull the shoulders back. We're going to latch the fingers, fold it forward, let the head hang, bring the arms towards that front wall. Reach towards the ceiling, back bend towards the back wall. And one more time, latch the hands, falling forward. Try to let those hands pull forward, up and over your head. Hands stand up, and then we're gonna reach the hands up and back towards the back wall. Okay, and now we're going to come into our inchworm, so we're going to come down into that squat, walk it out. Nice tight core here. Starting to engage the core and the glutes when we stand. Contract the glutes. Come on down that squat. Walk it out. And back up. Nice tight core throughout this whole inchworm. Walk it out. Walk it in. Down. Walk it out. And back up. All right, on this one, we're going to hold it out in that high plank. Step the left foot forward and reach the left hand up. Left foot back, right foot forward, and reach the right hand up. We'll do 4 more. On the right side, plank, switch to the left. And last one right here. Okay, we're gonna walk our hands back up. And we're gonna come into that squat as low as you can. Palms together, we're gonna push out on those knees. Hands to the floor, hips come up and down, up and down. Last one up here. Okay, and we're gonna go into a warrior yoga pose. So we're gonna step out with our right foot, and we're gonna turn the right toes towards the outer wall. Line up the heels, and we're gonna bend that right knee over the right toes. So my left toes are forward, my right toes are pointed towards the right wall. And we're gonna come down. Feel the stretch into that inner thigh here. And then we're gonna twist. Right elbow is to the inside of the right knee. Try not to rest the right fingertips on the ground. We're gonna come back up. Rotate the feet. So now my left toes are pointing that left wall. We're gonna come down into that stretch. And we're gonna twist. Up. Now we're going to have our hands out wide and our feet out wide, both feet pointing forward here. And then we're going to reach the right fingertips towards that left foot, left toes up, and then the left comes down to the right toes. Tighten that core, using your obliques to twist you and really reaching up towards the ceiling. And we'll do 2 more. switch, and switch. And good. Okay. We're gonna do our core portion next. So we're gonna go into a plank. I'm gonna do a forearm plank, and you're not gonna want to use your back at all. So if you're in your plank and your back has that arch in it, you're using a lot of your back muscles to hold you up. So what you wanna do is you wanna do that pelvic tilt. So you're gonna tilt your pelvis forward here, like this, so that your back is nice and straight, and that will put the work into your core instead of into your back. So as you're in that plank, focus on tilting the hips forward and contracting the core. All right, so we're gonna go into that plank. Feet are a couple inches apart. Shoulders and elbows. So the elbows are directly under the shoulders. And we're gonna hold it. Here we go. Ten more seconds. And rest. All right, we're gonna come on to our backs here. And we're gonna do a hollow hold, so arms are up and legs are up. And we're gonna lower the legs just until you don't want your lower back to come up off the mat. So you're gonna lower them until the low back is just about to come off the mat. You're gonna press down, lift up the shoulders, and the arms come back towards your ears. And we're gonna find that spot where you feel like you're teetering and your core is burning, and you're just gonna hold it right there. Push the low back down, squeeze the core in. Five, four, and rest. All right, we're gonna go into a side plank here. So body's in one straight line. Left elbow is lined up with the left shoulder. Feet are stacked. And I'm gonna come on up using my left oblique to hold me up. And we're just gonna hold it here. Remember to breathe in and out. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, hold the tummy in, and rest. So you should feel that on the obliques of the side that's closest to the mat. All right, and we're gonna switch sides here. So on the other side, stack up the feet, make sure your body's in one straight line. Elbow is under the shoulder. We're gonna push up. Squeezing in the core. And hold. And 9, 7, 6, and relax. All right, back to our forearm plank. Remember the feet are a couple inches apart, and we're gonna remember to tuck those hips up. Here we go. And hold it. Ten, 9, 3, 2, and 1. All right, hollow hold. Okay, so we're gonna put the arms up, legs up. Lower those legs until the low back is about to come up off the mat. And then we're gonna line up the biceps with the ears, and we're gonna lift our shoulders here. And we're gonna hold it. If this is too hard, you can always bend the knees. 5 seconds. And rest. All right. Side plank, left. Here we go, up. Pulling that belly button in towards the spine. 10 seconds. All right, and then we're going to switch to the right side. Here we go. Hips up. Ten seconds. And 1. Okay. We're gonna do just some forward lunges here, just to get our legs and our joints warmed up since we're using heavier weights. Okay, then we're just gonna do some body weight squats here. Tap the hands. Keep the knees lined up with the toes. The core is contracted, and most of my weight is on my heels, so I can wiggle my toes. Spine is nice and straight, so we're not gonna round forward, and we're not pulling the shoulders back. The chest is open, but the spine is straight. All right, we're gonna start off with a goblet squat. So I'm gonna use one of my heavier weights, and I'm kind of gonna hold it like so with my palms. Fingers are up. I'm gonna get into that squat position. My toes are slightly angled out. However, my knees are still going to remain lined up with the center of my toes. So even though my toes are slightly out, my knees aren't gonna come in like this. Okay, so get in that comfortable position. Gotta grab my weight first, then get in that comfortable position. All right, we're gonna lower down slow, and we're gonna push up through the hamstrings and through the glutes. Core is nice and tight. One more here. If you can do a couple more, do a couple more. Take a rest. We're gonna do 2 more sets of those. Grab the weight for the second set. core, contract the glutes. Nice straight spine. Goblet squat, here we go. Nice, slow and controlled here. All right, that's 6 for me. I chose a pretty heavy weight today, so I've only got 6 reps. If my weight was a little lighter, I could probably do 8. If you can do 10, you're gonna wanna push yourself. We got one more set. Grab your weight when you're ready. Last set. Lower slow. Squeeze through the hamstrings and the glutes so the weight is on the heels. Nice tight core. And 6. All right, catch your breath here. Next, we're going to do a split squat. So I'm gonna have my back foot raised on the bottom step here. I'm gonna hold one weight in the opposite hand. So my left leg is forward, my right hand's gonna hold that weight. I'm gonna lower down, and I'm gonna come back up. If you've never done these before, I suggest doing them with just body weight first, or you can use a lighter weight. You can even use 2 lighter weights, so 2 10s, or you can do 1 10. So the reason for having that back foot up is so we can come deeper into that lunge. And we're really exaggerating using that front leg only to push us up. So we're pushing through the hamstring and the glute on that front leg. Remember to keep that front knee lined up with the center of the toes. All right, and we're gonna basically do, my reps might be a little different than yours, depending on the weight you have. If you're doing body weight and you can do up to 15 reps, I want you to do that. If you have a weight, anywhere from 6 to 12 is good. All right, here we go, nice tight core, lower and up. Nice straight spine. Weight is in that heel. I'm gonna go 8, so that's 6 for me, 2 more. Last one. All right. All right, now just to tire out that leg, I'm gonna do no weights here, and I'm just gonna do a body weight, so you can do just the pulses, or you can actually pop up that front knee. So I'm gonna jump. Still pushing through that heel. As I'm coming up, a little bit more of my weight is shifted onto that back leg. But if you're new at these, just keep it to that single leg, the pulses without the jumping. And again, we're just jumping till failure. There's no specific sets, that's the reps. That's going to depend on you. All right, switching sides here. Lower slow. And push up. So you should feel this here. Back glute. And the hamstring. Nice tight core. Inhale as you lower. Exhale as you come up. Same number of reps on this leg as you did on the other. Last one. Set that weight down out of the way. We're gonna go into our superset. So again, if these are new for you, I just want you to do pulses. If you want to try to hop it up, go for it. Just make sure you take that pause in between each. Make sure that knee is centered with the front foot. All right, we're gonna repeat. Same thing, left side, or opposite side. Get your breath here. If your step is a little bit higher and you want to bring this front foot back a little bit more, that's totally fine. So whatever's comfortable for you. It doesn't necessarily have to be a wide or narrow stride, but I do want the weight in the heel. So as you come down, you're pushing through the back there. So you can come a little bit closer if you'd like. Wherever you feel the most comfortable. All right, here we go. Down, the weight, and up. That's 8 for me. Right into that superset. Take a rest and we're going to switch sides. go. Down nice and slow. And up. Okay, now into that superset. Again, just trying to do the same amount you did on the other leg. Catch your breath, have some water. Into some supersets here with sumo squats. So I'm going to use 2 weights here. Actually not going to use my mat here. All right, and I'm going to get 2 weights centered. And we're going to do some sumo squats. So sumo squats, again, my feet are going to be angled out slightly. Although keep those knees centered with the toes. All right, we're gonna come down, grab the heavy weights, and we're gonna push through the heels. Coming up, I cannot go up all the way because my dumbbells are gonna hit my legs. So these are gonna be half reps, and we're gonna keep the tension on the hamstrings and the glutes throughout the whole exercise. All right, so it'll look like this. Core is nice and tight, spine is nice and straight. Grabbing the weights, we're gonna come up, lower slow, up, lower slow. All right? Depending on your weight selection, you're gonna go 6 to 10, 6 to 12 you can do. If you're using no weights, if you have just body weight, that's totally fine. But you can go up to 15 reps if you'd like. Okay. The rule of thumb is you're basically going to want to go with good form until either your legs tire out or your form starts to give. So here we go. Grab the weights. We're going to push up. Exhale as you come up, inhale as you lower. Engage that core. To get 7, but we're going to go into that superset again. So we're going to do squat rocks. So I'm going to hold it down in that squat position. I'm going to come up on my toes, back of my heels, toes, heels. And just go until failure. We're gonna do 2 more sets of these and we're done. So push through to the end here. If you're feeling these in your back at all, I want you to lower the weight And really focus on your form. So really focus on keeping the spine straight, engaging that core, and pushing through your heels, using your legs and your core, not your back. All right, here we go, second set. Lower the weights. We're gonna go right into those squat rocks here. Get your squat position, and then toes and heels. The biggest thing with these exercises is to not rush through them. So there's no hurry. I want you to focus on the quality, not the quantity of them. If you can only get it in 5 good, slow, well done reps, that's perfect. I'd rather that than 12 sloppy ones. All right, one more time, and then we'll stretch. Lower down. Really focus here, contract that core, and up. When you're done, set the weights down into squat rocks. I only got like 4 squat rocks that time. So I'm gonna try just to do a few more here. And notice when you're doing squat rocks, when you're up on your toes, you feel it in your quads. And when you come back onto the heels, you feel it in your hamstrings. And I want you to remember that when you're doing all exercises. So if you want to focus more on the hamstrings and the glutes, shift the weight back into your heels. If you want to be more quad focused, you're going to shift the weight more into the front of your feet. Knees are going to come slightly more forward. All right, grab those mats. And we're going to stretch. We're gonna go back into those warriors that we did at the beginning. So nice wide stance here, right toes are pointed towards the right wall. Line up the heels. Nice wide stance. Bend the right knees towards, bend the right knee, right over the right toes. And then we're gonna come down, right elbow to the inside of that right knee, pressing up against it, trying to keep limited weight on those fingertips. Really stretching and twisting that left arm up towards the ceiling. And push back up. We're gonna switch feet. So again, line up the heels. Nice wide stance. Arms are out, bending the left knee over the left toes. And then we're gonna twist. Left elbow inside of the left knee. And stretch and reach that right arm up and back. Come on up. We're gonna come down on the mat here. I'm gonna bring my left leg across. So the outside of my left foot is just above my right knee. I'm gonna grab my right shin and I'm gonna pull. Find that stretch and hold it. Nice deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Every time you breathe out, so on each exhale, try to pull that stretch a little deeper. We're gonna take that same leg, left leg, bring it up straight. We're gonna straighten out the right leg onto the floor. Bend the left knee, 90-degree angle, and we're gonna bring it across. Use our right hand to pull the left knee down towards the mat. And we're gonna twist our upper back so our shoulders stay flat on the floor. And we're looking to the left wall. And pushing the left knee to the right, twisting our upper bodies to the left. Alright, back up, and we're gonna switch legs here. So the right foot just above the left knee. Latch your fingers on that left shin. We're gonna pull. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Slightly pull harder with every exhale. And release that. Left leg's gonna come straight down. Right leg, 90-degree angle. And we're gonna twist it over to the left. Keeping our shoulders on the mat. Looking towards the right wall and pulling that left knee down, the right knee down, as we're twisting the upper body to the right. That. One more stretches here. We're gonna bring that left foot forward. And we're gonna contract the glutes to feel that stretch in that hip flexor on the right. If you can, grab that right foot and pull the heel up, switching the stretch into a quad stretch here. You need to balance, hold a wall or something for balance here. into a pigeon pose. On that same side here, trying to keep our hips square to the mat and coming down, folding over that front leg as much as we can. For a deeper stretch here, if you really try to get that front knee at a 90-degree angle, it's gonna make this a lot more challenging here. But if you're not quite there yet, you can pull the foot in towards your body more, and that will make it a little bit easier to come down towards the mat. All right, we're gonna switch sides. Right foot forward. Contracting the glutes, pushing the hips forward, pushing that right knee slightly towards the right toes. Nice hip flexor stretch here. And if you can, you're gonna grab that back foot, pull it up for the quad stretch. And then we're gonna go into our pigeon. So walk that right foot over, and again, for a deeper stretch, you're gonna try to keep that front leg at a 90-degree angle. If you're not quite there yet, you can pull the foot closer to your body. Just try to keep the hips square to the mat. Right, and we're just gonna do one shoulder stretch because those weights were heavy today. So we're gonna bring the left arm under the right, wrap around, try to get the hands together, and we're gonna pull down, pull our shoulders down. Really pull, trying to get the fingertips below the nose. And switch, so right under the left, and pull down. Roll the shoulders back, and forward. All right, all done. Have a great day. Thank you.